What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Sheehan Show with me, Sean Sheehan, here on Sherdog.com. And today I'm back with my top 5 bets for the week in the world of mixed martial arts. We have 2 big cards this weekend. We have PFL Africa and we have the UFC Apex card as well. I'm going to bring you 3 bets from the PFL Africa card to start off, and then I'm going to bring you 2 from the UFC card as well. But before we get into next week, I always look back at last week, and it was a bit of a 50-50 week last week. I hit all my UFC bets and I missed all my PFL bets, so that's the way it goes sometimes. Pinedo, big disappointment there, -167. That was an atrocious bet looking back at it. The Nathan Kelly one, -156. Again, Nathan came out, started well, but it just went badly for him again. Tough one. And then I had the parlay for the flyer, +652. I had Storley and Habulayev. Obviously, the Habulayev leg won, but the Storley leg didn't. Tajin looked absolutely amazing. So all the PFL bets missed. Hopefully we could change that this week. But the 2 UFC bets did hit. 2+ money bets. +180 at Chris Duncan. Pretty good price. Now, the decision there, were we a little bit lucky with it? Maybe, but it was a 50-50 fight. And then we had the under for Magny versus Zaleski dos Santos. It was under 2.5 rounds, so it finished in the second round. So we're good on that. +145. So 2 pretty good bets there. And I think the reasoning for both of them stacked up pretty well as well. So I think 2 good bets, 2 bad bets there, to be honest. So we'll go again. The overall record, 63 from 121 for the year, not bad. And we've hit 5 flyers as well, which is certainly an improvement over last year, and still not amazing out of 28, but still 5 flyers is not bad at all. Right, let's get straight into it here. I'm going to start with my PFL Africa bets this week. And I'm bringing you 3 bets of kind of differing prices. I have got a +200, a -200, and one in the middle, right? Ish. So I'm going to start off with the -200. And honestly, I was a little bit surprised when I saw this price was -200. And this is for Patrick Ocheme in his fight with Mohamed Kamara. If you listen to the previous show, I talked a lot about Patrick Ocheme and how much I think of him as a fighter. He is a real prospect. Now, I suppose the issue is he's very young in his career, only 6-1, 7 fights into his career. His opponent is only 8 fights into his career. So it's very difficult, to know the levels where they're going to go, what they've improved on and all. But he has fought in his last 4 fights in the UFC Africa and won all 4 of those fights. He'd one fight before that he lost, and after winning the first 2 of his career, obviously. So that's a pretty good run. His opponent again, fought in, his last 2 fights in UAE Warriors, won 1, drew 1, and won a fight in UAE Warriors before that. So it's not a bad record. But having watched both of them, I said it. There's a short going around there of me saying, I'm looking up here again. I compared him a bit to Anderson Silva, Mighty Mouse and Wonderboy. Now maybe that's a bit far, but you can see why he's the main event is my basic point. Like, he's such an exciting fighter as this Ocheme, but not just exciting, because you could get carried away with that as well. He's a really effective guy, like a lovely counter striker, but he attacks away more than a normal counter striker would. And that to me is a good thing. Like that big left hook that he throws, the big head kicks, really good. And the point as well is, in this fight, I think what suits him is he's an outside fighter. Whereas Mohamed Kamara, he's this guy, and I said on the previous show as well, he tucks his right hand behind his chin all the time, and is a very active striker with his lead and throws that right hand very hard. But he looks for that body lock, is very strong, and that's where he gets most of his takedowns. Now, the reason I have gone for Ocheme on this bet, and I think he will win, is I think Ocheme's style of fighting on the outside. Now, again, I did say he attacks, but that outside elusive style is going to be very hard to lock up, literally, and to get the body lock to put him down. How good are his other takedowns? Now, in what I've seen anyway, there isn't a whole load of tape on most of the younger fighters, obviously. is there other takedowns in the locker? If there isn't, I think Ocheme is going to have a real advantage here now. Look, Kamari is very good on the bottom, very good on top, and he does give up positions at times, but he also wins positions at times as well. He's a very good fighter, as Kamara as well, but I just love Ocheme's style. I love the way he fights. I believe he can keep it on the feet for long enough to land something big. And if you look at the record as well, 4 knockouts out of 6. It's pretty good. One of the last 3 in a row via knockout. So that's the first bet. Patrick Ocheme via just to win straight up. Don't have him via knockout or anything. I believe that the knockout prop isn't out yet. So that's bet number 1 of the week. Let's head to bet number 2 of the week. This one is the plus 220 bet, and it's this is a bit of a reputation, but I did this with Nathan Kelly last week and it didn't work out, so I'm trying it again, but this is a better price. I'm going for Ibrahima Mane at plus 220 for his fight against Sheehan Boris Esperanza. Now, I said on the previous show, I think this is like a 50-50, and Sheehan Boris, watching him, I was so impressed with him as a fighter. Like, you know, his speed, viciousness, power, good wrestling, he has it all. But you have to look at Ibrahima Mane as well. You know, so Sheehan Boris has 10 fights into his career, 29 years of age. He's had 1 fight in the PFL, and he's fought 3 times in UAE Warriors. He beat Tyler Hill, which is a good win, but he did lost to Brahina Diani in UAE Warriors, who we have seen, who's a good fighter we've seen in the PFL as well. But, you know, Mane looked a real good level when he was fighting in Aries and fighting in the PFL Europe as well. Now, he lost to Daniele Micheli, which is a big blow. You know, I expected him to win that. I think most people expected him to win that. But what we saw before that was like a very, very good fighter. Like, he's won fights in different ways. He can go to decision win. He's knocked lads out. He's submitted lads. And I'm looking at some of the names, like Leandro Diamani, very, very good top level fighter. He beaten him. He's been in there with Nussultan Ruzabayev. Okay, he lost that fight as well, but like, he's been in there with some very, very good fighters, and he took some knocks early in his career and came back from it. And usually when that happens, lads can do that again. And like, Mane is all raw power, like a really good grappler as well. So I think against him, like, I haven't seen every fight Esperanza has had, but would Mane's grappling be better than a lot of the lads he's fought? I'd say you could probably say that. Very good counter double leg as well, you know, and again, raw power. What I'm saying here is basically I'm not ready to write him off, and I feel like a plus 220 price on this fight is writing him off a tad. You know, again, I do like Sheehan Boris Esperanza an awful lot. For me, a 50-50 fight could go either way, but when it's 50-50 fight, could go either way, and you give me plus 220 on one lad, I'm going to take it. Like, if this plus 220 was on Esperanza, I'd probably be taking that as the bet here as well. So I think that's, again, this is betting the price, 100% betting the price. So we're going for Ibrahima Mane at plus 220 to take this one. Right, bet number 3 from the PFL. This is more of a styles one here now. I'm going for Ayinda Octave, whose name I definitely butchered. And he's just a tad over, let me just check here again, tad over even money minus, it's actually gone up to minus 122. I'm gonna stick with it though here. Actually, do you know what? It's just changed again. He's funny enough, these betting odds only came out. He's actually plus money now. He's plus 110. When I looked at it earlier, he was minus 110. He went up to minus 122, and I refreshed. He's plus 110 now. So we'll go with the what I have right now, plus 110. And again, I think it's the styles in this fight. So he's fighting a guy called the Brick Wall British Boyalayang. Who's, again, name I absolutely butchered there, who, again, is a very, very good fighter, 3-1, but has fought in the UFC Africa 3 times as well, won his last 2. But Ayinda, out of Cameroon, looks really, really, really good from what I have seen of him, watched a bit of tape on him. Like, just just on British first. I said on the previous show, he reminds me of Yoel Romero a little bit, but without the wrestling. He banks in his power, southpaw. But switches stance a little bit. He'll wait and wait and wait. But Ayinda just an athletic monster, really a wrestler that dives across the cage, and I believe that wrestling will win him this fight. I don't think British's wrestling is up to that level from what I've seen so far. Now, again, young in his career, but Ayinda, he goes for subs. Like I saw him in one of his fights. He went for was that? Yeah, he went for the heel hook in one of his fights. Just heavy on that big ground and pound. His striking maybe isn't up to a level where you would expect it yet, but I think the wrestling is going to win him this fight. Low enough output as a striker, but again, I think he might need to up that here to get the wrestling going to take British to the ground. So I'm going for Ayinda in this fight, and I'm going for him to win at what's now plus money, plus 110.